Well, Alibaba was just saved by the Fed meeting. If the Fed meeting went bad, Alibaba would have sold off even more. So, guess what happened this morning? It gapped down once again. Is anyone actually surprised by this? I'm not. Every single day, Alibaba gaps down. We can see it did hit a low of 70.2 before going back up. And this was the time when the Fed meeting started. And guess what? We are up 7 cents, 0.10%. Like I said in the past, it's either flat or barely goes up. But when it sells off over 1 to 2%. Let's see what tomorrow is going to be like. If the Chinese stocks are not green tonight, I don't know what to say anymore because nothing will help the Chinese stocks. We are barely up 0.10% while the entire market is up massively. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple was up over 1% and made another 52 weeks high. Every single US tech stocks made a new 52 weeks high. Another one, Amazon. It was up 0.92%, closed at 148. If we take a look at a 1-year chart on this was once $81. We could have picked any of the US tech stocks to invest in, but we chose Alibaba. I lost a great amount of money in Alibaba. I lost a great amount of sleep. I have a bunch of gray hairs now because of the Chinese stocks. And look, if we had only invested in US tech stocks, we would be up this year instead of being down. Let's take a look at Alibaba once again. It's pretty much junk. I don't know what's going to drive the stock up because there's just so much negative sentiment. Look, the news that came out this morning. Alibaba stock is trading lower Wednesday amid reports of the company's cloud units losing another senior executive. It's struggled to contemplate its future after canning a spin-off and IPO. You can see down here it says Alibaba, formerly a powerhouse in online retail and various other domains, is now facing a downturn. This decline comes in the wake of several challenges, such as a change in leadership, difficulties in implementing a restructuring plan, and a regulatory crackdown by Beijing authorities. Well, you know this is not going away, especially the regulatory crackdown. It's all about political risk with Alibaba. It has nothing to do with fundamentals. You can say how undervalued, how cheap, how oversold it is. It doesn't matter. Alibaba was once trading at $300 and it is now at 71.39 after hours. It can't even break above 72. I don't know what's going to drive Alibaba up in the rest of the Chinese stocks. And it's not great that Alibaba and Baidu and JD are trading in the Hong Kong markets because if the Hong Kong market sells off, of course, Alibaba is going to sell off. And if the US market sells off, you definitely know that Alibaba is going to sell off. So you can see that Alibaba and the Chinese stocks didn't move up massively like the entire market did, unfortunately. And so, if the market sells off because it is extremely overbought, you know it's going to drag Alibaba down. And again, people are buying calls. These calls are most likely going to be worthless on Friday. There's 2 more days left of the week. And you see 10,000 volume traded for the 72 calls. If you bought these calls yesterday, you would have been down because the market ended up flat. In order for these calls to make money, the stock price has to move in your favor. It cannot be flat. Trust me, I've lost a great amount of money in these calls. Week after week, I'm like, okay, Alibaba is at the bottom. I too am like most people thinking this is the bottom. It's the bottom because one, it's oversold, two, it has a low PE. But, again, it has nothing to do with fundamentals. And if I had told myself this from the very beginning and actually follow through with it, I would have minimized my losses. So in the last month or so, I've lost Ooh, I don't even want to say because it is a lot of money. I was doing well in the stock market beginning of this year up until August, until 3 months ago, and especially up until 1 month ago when Alibaba just started selling off after it reported earnings. And I didn't do anything. Pretty much doubled down. And that is my problem. And now here I am praying and hoping for a miracle. But, with Alibaba and these Chinese stocks, there are no miracles. There has to be something to change the sentiments because people are pulling out of these Chinese stocks. You can say that Pinduoduo is up. Well, Pinduoduo doesn't have a dual listing with the Hong Kong market. And for some reason, I cannot buy options on TD Ameritrade for Pinduoduo for some reason. I can only buy shares, which is very odd. Let me know in the comments, did you buy more Alibaba or did you get rid of this junk? Because if you got rid of this junk last week, you saved yourself a lot of headache. And thanks for watching.